And here we go again. Freedom of speech for anyone right of Karl Marx got another kick in the nuts this Thursday when fascist Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey booted Project Veritas CEO James O'Keefe off their Twitter platform. O'Keefe vows to fight back by joining several other well-known conservative media outlets using the system against the system and suing his political opponents. But while big tech censorship has exploded from the low blows they used to take at the independent right-leaning news, towards the knockout punches at the mainstream conservative outlets they're taking now, the fight is only in the third round. And if everybody concerned about freedom of speech banded together, we could still scrap our way out of it. But using the system against the system is only the first step. Welcome back to Renegade News, news for nonconformists. If you haven't already, smash that subscribe and that notification button, and let's get right into it. Anyone in the media, and that includes you who are using social media, knows that if you wade too deep into the waters of certain topics, you might as well tie a 40-pound cinder blocks to your neck first. Mentioning things like election fraud, questioning anything about the official word on COVID-19, or wanting to keep vaccines voluntary are all known triggers certain to send the flaming axe of shadow bans, algorithm penalties, and outright deplatforming and demonetization in your direction. Well now, as of Thursday, exposing Big Daddy bullshit spewing leftist propaganda machine CNN is on the list of forbidden topics. It seems that the simple posting of Project Veritas exposed CNN is enough to bring on the wrath of Twitter defending their leftist buddies. If you're not already aware, Project Veritas is a non-profit journalism enterprise started by James O'Keefe in 2011 aimed at exposing corruption. According to their website, Project Veritas investigates and exposes corruption, dishonesty, self-dealing, waste, fraud, and other misconduct in both public and private institutions to achieve a more ethical and transparent society. Their wall of shame includes over 300 mainstream media snake oil salesmen that call themselves journalists who have had to print retractions of their lies thanks to Project Veritas investigations. Being no stranger to controversy though, the organization was deplatformed by Twitter in 2020 for revealing Facebook's approach to hate speech algorithms. According to the Washington Times, O'Keefe leaked a phone conversation from Facebook VP Guy Rosen talking about a system that is able to freeze commenting on threads in cases where the systems are detecting that there may be a thread that has hate speech or violence. In what appears to be typical media spin, Twitter justified their ban by blaming it on posting private information without explicit permission from Mr. Rosen. Suspiciously, Thursday's permanent ban of O'Keefe was no different. This time, O'Keefe posted a link to a news article from the Project Veritas Expose CNN campaign exposing media propaganda granddaddy CNN for admitting it does what it does best: propaganda. In hidden camera interviews, O'Keefe exposed CNN technical director Charles Chester, admitting that they hyped up their coronavirus coverage to gangbuster ratings to hurt then-President Trump, and is now aiming to help the BLM movement.
I was trying to do some research on like the Asian hate, like the people are getting attacked or whatever. A bunch of black men that have been attacking Asians. So I'm like, what are you doing? Like, we're trying to like help like with the BLM and like we're gonna like, I mean, it's individuals, it's not a people, you know. That's not good. The optics of that are not good.
Twitter's reasoning behind the ban again ignores what appears to be the real reason and was instead blamed on violating Twitter's rules on platform manipulation and spam, specifically saying that O'Keefe used fake Twitter accounts to share the news, a charge that O'Keefe vehemently denies. He calls the charges false and is lodging a defamation lawsuit against Twitter saying, "I am suing Twitter for defamation because they say I, James O'Keefe, operating fake accounts. This is false, this is defamatory, and they will pay." On Sean Hannity's Fox News program, O'Keefe had this to say.
Sean, I mean, a lot of lawsuits come from Project Veritas here. We won in the Supreme Court in New York against the New York Times for defamation, and now we're going to go ahead and sue Twitter for suspending my account and falsely and maliciously claiming that I did something that I did not do. And I speak on behalf of a lot of people. I started this because I was fighting against injustice. It's wrong what they're doing. They defame millions of people. They defame people every day, and we will not lose. In fact, you know, we're going to get discovery into Twitter's operations. We can't afford to lose. We can't lose. We've never lost a lawsuit. and we're going to prove malice here. We're going to file a complaint on Monday.
He went on to say that Section 230 may have protected them before, but it will not protect them from me. The complaint will be filed Monday. O'Keefe joins a group of other conservative media personalities fighting back against big tech censorship through defamation lawsuits, including those from Candace Owens. After being demonetized for a post made about Kamala Harris and having multiple fact checks overturned, Owens decided to punch back. She is now suing Facebook fact checkers for the censorship on 2 posts reporting the number of deaths caused by COVID-19 were being manipulated or inflated. According to the Washington Times, her lawyers argue one post was trust or substantially true and the other contained opinion and was not interpreted by reasonable readers to convey actual statements of fact. Other famous examples of big tech censorship have included the New York Post reporting on Hunter Biden, Facebook demonetization of satire site The Babylon Bee over a Monty Python joke, removal of actual crime statistics as hate speech, and the complete suspension of One American News. But if there's one constant in all of these examples, and too many more to mention of big tech censorship, it's that all of it is geared to right-of-center reporting ideas, reporting, and opinions. During Senate hearings into accusations of big tech bias, Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook and Jack Dorsey of Twitter could not name a single high-profile case of a left-wing person or entity being censored on their platforms. According to Senator Mike Lee, I think everybody on this call could agree that they could identify at least 5, maybe 10, maybe more high-profile conservative examples. If you start looking at the independent media, there are legions more of these, but we've been ignored and been fighting from the shadow for years now. Fuck knows that I've been banned for hate speech when, as a Canadian, I was talking to another Canadian about Canadians, and for saying that I would defend myself if someone had threatened violence against me. But I digress. Lee then asked, I am asking you if you can name for me one high-profile liberal person or company you have censored. Just one name of one person or entity. Zuckerberg and Dorsey came up empty, looking like a couple of teenagers caught smoking dope and making love in their parents' bedroom. But there is an upside to this story, and Hollywood, big tech, the corporate left, and the other elites better watch their collective asses. The silence was deafening when it was just the independent libertarian media outlets and polarizing figures like Alex Jones who were being beat into submission. But this left-wing authoritarian information suppression operation is moving further into the mainstream, and more prominent names are getting forced into this ring. So hopefully all of our voices can be heard before it's too late, both by using the system against the system in the form of lawsuits against the big tech, and by the rest of us moving to alternative platforms where we're allowed to have a voice without censorship. So tell me, have you looked at other platforms or changing platforms because of this obvious big tech bias? Let me know in the comments below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you click the link in the description and subscribe right now so that every week you'll get the inside scoop on the latest infringements and wins in your fight for more freedom and liberty. If you enjoyed this edition of Renegade News, please hit the like and the share buttons. We would really appreciate it.